Today we will talk with Tim Hansen in Rock
Hey, how
Mania.
you doing, man?
And you, man, are you good? Welcome.
Yeah, very, very, very. Had a long day behind me. Lots of work at the moment. We're on the tour preparation, and obviously the album is coming closer and closer. So I'm very excited and very busy. So yeah, but I'm doing great.
It's amazing. Induction is about to release the album Born from Fire. What can you say about this work?
Yeah, Born from Fire is the product of a very long and thorough work process. We put a lot of effort into this record, and I believe that, I mean, this is our second album released. It's the sophomore record, and I, I'm sure like it's a hell of a step up compared to the first one, in my humble opinion. But the amount of time we spend on like really every last detail is insane, and obviously there's a lot of new and fresh ideas on this record because, well, there's a new lineup. You know, we have a new amazing singer, and yeah, I mean, for everyone that has listened to the first three singles that we released, Sacrifice, Queen of Lights, Go to Hell, if they like those singles, then they are sure to like Born from Fire, because those have really been like a little taste of what is to come.
The first album, Induction, in 2019. About this work for this now, what can you say?
Yeah, you're right. I'm the only one left from the lineup of the first album. Um, the uh, the main difference being the main and obvious difference being compared to the first album is that I am the only songwriter this time. On the first album, there was a lot of influence still from Martin and Peter Crowley, our orchestra composer. This time around, it's all me except for one song. One song I wrote together with my bass player, but the rest is out of my hand. And one major difference that I can name right away and think of is that this time I took much more attention to the vocals. The vocals have a lot more space to breathe, and they were really an element that I considered a lot more in the writing process this time around. Whereas during the first album, we basically finished everything before we did the vocals. So in some parts there wasn't a lot of space left to, you know, to get the vocals in there. Yeah, I guess that's the biggest difference. And then musically, of course, it's a lot of fresh and new ideas that are involved. I think the songwriting overall is a lot more grown up, if that's a good way to put it, and well, more cohesive, I think. Yeah.
Do concerts and tours.
Yeah, we are right now in the preparation for the tour for the release. We're going to be on tour with Sirius Black and Skeleton here in Europe. And yeah, we're super excited. It's going to be the first time that we hit the road with this lineup and with this album. And it's really an experiment to see what can happen, because like a lot of things have changed positively for us. Us also now being partnered with Atomic Fire and Nine Lives Booking. And yeah, we're all incredibly excited to see how many people will turn up for the shows, and will buy the CD and the merch. And yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun, I'm sure. And that's right now what I have on my mind all day.
You grow up surrounded by music. It's your father profession. And how was your first steps into music?
That's a great question, man. The first steps, if I start right from the beginning, are really when I was 7. That was when I started playing acoustic guitar, and back then it was very much only like a little hobby. You know, I was just practicing the acoustic guitar, playing in an acoustic guitar orchestra, and just got the normal lessons. It was something that from my school everyone had to play an instrument, and for me it obviously was the guitar then. But I was never like super interested in it. It was just like, okay, I play guitar, you know. But then later on, I think when I was like 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, that's when I kind of lost interest, and I picked back up at 15 with the electric guitar. And then I went like all in, you know. I told to my dad, like, hey, dude, you know, just bring me some, give me some guitars. And I started, you know, playing a lot, and formed my first band, went on a tour in England. And that's after that I joined Induction. And I think within the first 2-3 years of me playing actively and playing the electric guitar, I very quickly developed like my taste for music, and my hunger for like writing music and playing live as well.
What does it mean to you, Tim, to be the son of a metal legend? How much does that influence your music?
To be honest, like for me, it is normality. The I mean, I grew up with my father being kind of famous, but you never really realized that, you know. For me, it was never like, oh my God, my father is like such a crazy person, because I knew him personally. I was always around him. Like he didn't seem so like maybe unreachable as he does to other people. So to me, it's just a normal person with a lot of talent and like a really cool achievement. And it kind of became more and more clear to me as I grew up, and as I also invested my own time more into the music and became more interested in like what he is doing as well, that I really realized, oh wait, this dude actually is fucking huge in the scene. So that came kind of late, that I like really grasped the full range of it. But I guess for my music, there's a few things that I took away from my dad regarding songwriting, which is mainly just like, well, it's about emotions, you know, it's about great melodies, and it's about having fun. And that's, I guess, something that like I kind of got from him. But overall, I think it's very clear that I really do my own thing. And coincidentally, yeah, I also do power metal, but I don't think that has anything to do with my dad doing power metal as well. But it just kind of happened that eventually my interests and my love for music shifted more and more into this general direction.
How often do you usually practice the guitar?
You know, it depends. I think there's a difference, a very major difference between practicing and playing. Play I do almost every day, you know, but I can play the whole day and not make any like real progress on like my technique and these kind of things. But what I think is much more valuable is half an hour, just a short amount of time of highly concentrated practice. So if I want to learn a new song, for example, if it's some techniques that are not hard for me, but I just have to learn, okay, what are the notes, then, you know, I can do this the whole day, but, you know, I just learn an arrangement. But if I try to improve my technique or get better on certain things, then I take the different approach and like sit down, and I'm very, very concentrated. And I think it makes a lot of sense to have shorter intervals in which you like really focus on what you do. So yeah, usually my practice times are pretty short in laps. Yeah.
You played a small part of the song Skyfall from Halloween's latest album. How was that?
It was funny. I think my father just asked me if I want to do like a little solo. I was like, well, sure, of course. Looking back on it, I would have done a lot of things differently, as it usually is. The musician is never fully satisfied, but of course, like it's really cool to be on that song, you know. And yeah, it's a super funny story to tell every now and then. Like, hey, by the way, I'm also on the new Halloween album. yeah, so it was cool, and I was really happy to do it. Yeah.
What do you like to do, Tim, when you are not involved with music?
Great question. That's actually the first time someone asked me this. I've been doing some interviews the past few weeks already, and no one asked about my private life besides music but you. So great question. I There's honestly very little that I do beside music. I like climbing, bouldering. It's like free climbing, and that's the main thing that I do besides music.
Mhm.
I don't party a lot. I don't drink. I don't. This is alcohol without alcohol. I don't smoke anymore.
Uh-huh.
I just do music all day, and I guess meet with friends. I like to travel, but my life without music would be so empty. I cannot tell you.
What kind of food do you like?
My favorite kitchen, like nationality, is Vietnamese. So Eastern food I like a lot. Vietnamese especially because it's very like colorful and fresh. There's lots of little things, but I also heard a lot of Brazilian food or yeah, and one of the dishes that I really want to try is feijoada.
Feijoada.
Um, yeah, that's like a very classic one, I think.
Mhm.
So I've never been to Brazil, but when I'm there, I'm definitely going to try it. And um, yeah, I love Italian, obviously, and overall, I love cooking too. I cook a lot,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I just love good food, and I think in every like kind of nationality, there's some very nice dishes to discover and try.
And do you like to watch movies?
I'm not very big on movies, to be honest, and I'll
Mhm.
tell you why. Um, I have a huge problem when things end. I don't like it at all. And for movies, I'm like committing 2 hours, maybe 3 hours of my time to a story that might end up being bad. And when it ends after 2 hours, I feel terrible. If I didn't like it, I hate it so much. So it's very hard to get me to like watch movies. Even though I do love a lot of movies, like sci-fi especially. I mean, you see my background here.
Uh-huh.
I'm a huge sci-fi fan. I love space and all these kind of things. But I really prefer watching series because I can commit 40 minutes of my time to an episode and be like, well, I like it. I can keep going. And if
Mhm.
I don't like it anymore, then I stop. But I have a lot more leeway, kind of. And
Mhm.
right now, I'm watching Better Call Saul because I just finished watching Breaking Bad the second time, and now I want more. So I'm watching the spin-off.
Now, a funny question in Rock Mania, we always do this question. If you could
Mhm.
be part of any band in the history of music, what band would be and why?
Induction. No, but jokes aside, I mean, I honestly, Induction is my baby. I really want to be in Induction, but let me think. If there would be another band, what would be really awesome?
In an imaginary world.
You know what? Something like it's not music that I listen to. So like I love it, but I don't listen to them super often. But I guess being in Motley Crue would have been a super cool experience. I mean, could be Motley Crue, could be Judas Priest or something as well. One of those like early bands, because those times were crazy, and just having this kind of experience and seeing how it was back then would have been really cool to me. But it's hard to tell. I mean, my heart and my soul are really at home with Induction, and um Motley Crue would be is a really cool experience, and music wise what I also would really enjoy would be Children of Bodom, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Another imaginary question.
Okay.
If you needed to live inside the cover art of any album, of any band, which would be and why?
Okay, let me check the one with the hottest woman on earth. I have to just find them. The new War Kings cover art. I think they have some good looking women in there. Let me. That's also a really hard question. We're joking about that. I'm just going through my collection of albums so I can get some inspiration here, because nothing in particular comes to mind immediately. I guess something that would like be like kind of close are those like very like magical land like power metal covers like from Twilight Force or something. But usually the albums that I listen to, they have like pretty scary artworks, which wouldn't be a fun place to live in, right? Dude, this question is really hard. I mean, what about you? To be honest, do you have an answer to that?
Yes.
Like, what do you even answer?
In my mind comes immediately Somewhere in Time from Iron Maiden.
Okay. Yeah, kind of cool. Like, you know what, dude? I think I'll have to pass on that one. I think that's a really hard question for me to answer. Let me think about it a bit longer. Maybe in a bit I'll have an idea of it.
No problem. Another imaginary question. If you could have any superpower, what would be and why?
There's an easy answer, right? So let's make it fun. I have a real superpower. That's the first one.
Okay.
My real superpower would be teleportation. Why teleportation? Because first of all, you can go anywhere in no time. It's better than flying, because flying, well, still takes time, and I assume that it's gonna be cold to fly anywhere. You wouldn't need money if you can teleport, because you can just teleport into like a bank safe and just grab some, you know. Not a problem. So I think teleportation would be my favorite superpower, because I hate when I'm like texting with people or something, like, shit, you're so far away, we should hang out again, and like I cannot make the travels. So that's it. Now, my useless superpower, which I think is also something very important, is being able to detach my arm when I'm cuddling with a girl. Because when you're spooning with a girl, one arm is always too much. So if you can just take it off, perfect. I heard it online somewhere, and I kept it. It's the best thing ever. I mean, like you're there like this, and then this one arm is always, you know, just take it off. Yeah.
Do you have a dream for the band, for your life?
Yeah, I do. I don't like to, honestly, I don't like to go to those huge goals and have those always up there. I rather go step by step. And of course, in the back of my mind, I have like this vision of where I see myself and the band in a few years. But let's start maybe with my short-term or mid-term goal, which is right now, music is like incredibly hard to do. And I feel extremely privileged that I'm able to do it, because it demands so much time, so much energy, and so much money as well, especially at the moment with after COVID, everything being very difficult and expensive. So what my midterm or short-term goal would be is that with Induction, we're able to play shows and go live without me having to worry about my financial security. Because I invest a lot right now beyond my time. And if I'm at least able to not have to invest money anymore, but I'm able, you know, that I can just do it that would be already, I would be extremely happy if that was the case. Then beyond that, that's when the dreams kind of start. And recently, on the 16th of September, it was, I think, I played with Halloween in Stuttgart. I joined them on stage for a medley. I played like 6 or 5 songs. And it was the biggest show I ever played, with nearly 10,000 people that night. And it was incredible. And I'm extremely proud of my father, and I see what he's doing, and I know that he worked his ass off as well. And, you know, that's kind of where I hope to see myself and Induction in a few years. I know it's a very ambitious goal to reach those kinds of heights, but yeah, we're doing very hard work, and I think also that our music is good. So I think if we keep it up, then maybe we can get there. That would be kind of my dream, that I can make a living out of it, and just commit my life to music.
What are your plans for the future? Future world.
Right. So right now we obviously have the album on the horizon, which will release very soon, I think 16 days from now. Super excited about that. Then right away we're on tour for 2023. The main goal is to look at festivals, play a lot of the European festivals, and see what's possible beyond that. We want to arrange at least one good support slot for us, so a longer tour with another band, that we have a good package that we can follow along and just see how it goes. So it's going to be at least one tour, hopefully, and lots of festivals. Beyond that, music-wise, I have 2 more singles planned that I think would make a good release for next year. Yeah, and then of course keep working on the 3rd album already, and you know, we want to keep up the pace and be able to release something very soon. There was a longer wait from the 1st album to the 2nd, so due to many complications like COVID and all that stuff. So now we're committed to give it back to the people and not let them wait. Yeah.
Great. Tim, thank you so much for this interview. And Rock Mania is always available for you, for Induction. When you come to Brazil, I hope to see you guys.
Great. So yeah, maybe we can do an in-person interview then.
Yes,
that would be great. So this will be on YouTube?
Yes, YouTube too.
Hello, YouTube. Hello. Write in the comments section when you buy the album and send us your pictures with your vinyls. You can pre-order it now. So that I have to say this. Yeah, my label will be happy that I'm promoting it.